So today I'm going to try to make a simple link tunic and hat modeled here by my brother. So you want to start by folding in half a sage green piece of fabric so that you end up with 2 layers, and then cut a diagonal line to the corner of the fabric, making sure that the wide end of it is big enough to go around your head once it's sewn together. Then lay the 2 pieces with the right sides together and sew along the 2 long edges, leaving the little short edge open because that's where your head will go. So here it is once it's sewn. Then just flip it right side out. And then you want to take some elastic, a piece big enough to go around your head. You'll end up overlapping the edges, so it'll be just a little bit smaller than your head, which will keep it snug. And so on the open end of the hat, you want to fold the edges under about 1 inch. And you're just going to hem those all the way around the open circle, just like that, leaving one little spot open. And so thread your elastic onto a bobby pin. You're just going to dip it in that opening, and then use the bobby pin to pull the elastic all the way around that little hem channel that you made. When you get to the end, overlap the edges of the elastic and sew those together, and then you'll just sew that final piece of the hat together so that you end up with nice stretchy hat opening. So then on the side of the hat, you want to poke some holes, just like that, and then cut yourself a thin strip of your green fabric. You're going to use it as lacing to go down the sides of the hat. Then you'll just tie off the ends on the inside. Do both sides of the hat. For the sleeves of the tunic, cut yourself a square, and then on one side you want to cut it at a diagonal so that it's 1/2 inch smaller on the bottom than it is on the top. So this is double layered. So you'll sew the short edge and the long edge of your sleeve. Just sew those together. And then on the flat open edge of the sleeve, you're just going to fold the edges under about 1/4 inch and hem that all the way around to give it a nice smooth edge, just like that. And so then along the top side seam, you're going to poke some holes. At this point I'd gone to my eyelet tool because it was easier than trying to poke them with a seam ripper. So poke your holes, and then take another strip of green fabric and use that as lacing, and just lace those holes all the way down the sleeve. And then when you get to the end, just lace them through and tie them off on the back side, on the inside, and cut off the excess. So here's my 2 sleeves. So for the actual tunic, you want to cut a piece so that it goes from your shoulders down to about your mid-thigh where the tunic should sit. And again, you want 2 layers, 2 rectangles, the exact same width. Lay one of your sleeves on the side, then you're just going to sew the sleeves on and sew down the side, leaving about 8 inches open on the bottom. So you just sew that up, but leave 8 inches open on the bottom. And then on the top side, where the head will go, you want to sew along the shoulders, but leave 7 inches open on the top because that's where the head will go. And so right in the center of that 7 inches, you want to cut another line straight down, another 7 inches, and then on either edge of that, you just want to cut diagonals, meeting at about halfway, maybe a little farther down than halfway of that center mark that you cut. And then just fold those over 1/4 inch and hem those in place. So here it is once it's all hemmed. And just flip it right side out. And there's the tunic with the open bottom ends. So just cut some more holes in the side and put your lacings in there. And then on the collar, just cut some holes on each side of the collar and lace those as well. So then get some nice gold shiny fabric. And Link actually had an undershirt made of gold fabric, but I just decided to make it simple. So cut a strip of the gold fabric, and then you're just going to sew that to the inside of the sleeve all the way around so that it sticks out. You can do that to both sleeves. And then take a square, stick it inside the collar, and cut it to collar shape. And then you'll just sew that along the collar so it just barely shows through the opening in the center there, just like that. And then take a big piece and stick that under the bottom, and you'll just sew that in place so it just sticks out the bottom of the tunic a little bit. So here it is once I've got all the gold on the tunic. You can see the lacings on the sides there too. I left the ends long on the side lacing because that'll look cool. And then all you need is a belt to finish it off. And Link's ready to go.
Hey, Zelda!
No, I'm not Zelda. I'm Link.
Hey, aren't you Zelda?
No, I'm not Zelda. I'm Link.
Whoa, you must be Zelda!
I am not Zelda. I am Link!
Oh, you're that guy from Lord of the Rings!